I have got this. Every time I speak these words, I get this massive waft of energy. There is going to be supersonic high vibrations. That's the words they gave me. Hi, my name is Lucy Davis and welcome back to my YouTube channel. What a busy month of June we have been having. Oh my goodness, and it is not yet over. I cannot believe what's been going on. Things that have been rising within myself, within other people, the epiphanies that are coming through, the healing that is coming through, the energy that's coming through at the moment. Like, I feel like a brand new woman right now. It's extremely interesting. I feel as if I've shedded about 10 years and I've just got this vibrancy coming through me as I'm just stepping up into these higher level of frequencies. So exciting times. If you are somebody who's still stepping through the murky waters, don't worry, they will come to an end at some point soon. Now, before I go on any further into the new moon information, please do remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and do remember to like this video if it resonates with you. Okay, now, also, please do remember to check out the description field, whereby there will be more information around what I'm talking about. Also links to my social media channels and anything else that I talk about in this video. So let's talk about new moon. Okay, so the new moon is due on the 28th of June. So we are closing out this absolutely crazy month with a very, very powerful new moon. Now, this new moon energy is very much about getting to know who you are. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you see for your future? Do you know what makes you happy? There is going to be a huge spotlight on you and how you are feeling. It's a very, very important shift. Many people avoid their feelings. They avoid the basic questions of asking themselves, you know, are they okay? Do they know who they are? Are they still in alignment with their partner? Do they share the same values? It's very important that we start to ask ourselves these questions. And this is the time where the spotlight will be definitely on you. Now, remember, if it's on you, it's on everybody around you as well. So there is going to be a level of discomfort as people start to realize they actually don't know who they are. Now, if you need some help with figuring out who you are, please do remember I have a program called the Breakthrough Experience. It's a 5-day program. You probably need about an hour a day for 5 days, and you will have a catastrophic breakthrough if you do it properly. It will really help you get to know who you are and take you on a bit of a journey and give you the shifts that you need. It's totally changed people's lives, this program. And the best bit about it, it is £7.77. The link will be in the description field. So please do go and check that out if you feel drawn. Okay, so going back to this energy of getting to know who you are, what we must remember is we must purge the old to make way for the new. So we cannot, think about it, if you've got a wardrobe full of clothes, but they're all clothes that you can't really get into, or maybe they're clothes that don't suit you anymore, you need to get rid of something before you can put something else in there. And it is exactly the same. So maybe you have found yourself decluttering through June, or maybe even over the past couple of months. It's fascinating. A number of my clients have been saying to me for the last few months, I just can't stop decluttering. I'm getting rid of everything. You know, I'm worried that there's going to be nothing left. And it's just a purging exercise that we're going through right now. And it is very much, we're releasing things that no longer serve us, and we're bringing in the things that make us feel extremely high vibration. So don't judge yourself for doing this. In fact, empower yourself. Give yourself the tools. For example, the Breakthrough Experience program, you know, give yourself the tools in the sense that, you know what, I'm going to take a Sunday out and I'm going to clear out my wardrobe, or I'm going to clear out my airing cupboard, or whatever it is, wherever you know, the stale energy is being stored within you and in your home. It really is time to start focusing on and doing more of what makes you happy and what you love. It's been lifetimes and lifetimes whereby we have all been focused on making the money, or saving face, or keeping up appearances, and we've actually forgotten how to be happy. We've forgotten what it feels like to be living in our purpose and living in our passion. Now, as you guys know, this is a huge deal for me. I help my clients eventually get to their passions and their purpose. So this is a big deal. This is a huge deal, that this energy is really helping us focus on what it is that we are passionate about. Imagine a world whereby everybody is passionate in whatever it is that they're passionate about. Imagine all of the parents that, would love to be able to offer homeschooling to their children. What if all of a sudden they were able to do that because they didn't have to go and sell their soul to earn money? Actually, they could invest that time, love, and energy into their children. Imagine the designers of the world, actually, the ones that have never been able to get a look in, all of a sudden they have the free will and they have the money and the abundance and everything else to support them doing their designing. This is what we need to be focusing on right now. What makes you happy and how can you make it happen? I appreciate, and I'm really not telling any of you to go out there and quit your job, but just start to feel into what makes you happy, what makes you feel like you're coming from a much more loving perspective. Now, I love to help people, whatever their circumstances and whatever their situation. However, because we live in a world of money, I obviously have to charge for my programs right now. However, I do make sure that I do a lot of free stuff to support those people who cannot afford it. So that's how I get my needs met, but I'm still living in the environment whereby obviously money is a thing right now. Hopefully it won't be for too much longer. And there is a lot going on around that, the end of June and throughout July. So please do just bring that up into your consciousness as I'm speaking. Now, I mentioned this in the Solstice video around the rising of the true divine masculine. I have got this, every time I speak these words, I get this massive waft of energy come up and into me. We are unlocking the true divine masculine, not the toxic or the perceived. I'm talking the real divine masculine. Now, there is a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing out there, and you've probably noticed them over the past few months. We are surfacing all of that. Everything needs to come to the surface so we can observe those people who have been pulling the wool over our eyes. We are also noticing that this warrior woman energy, I think I called it a few videos ago, the raw divine feminine energy. We are in a warrior energy at the moment. The women are really, and I don't just mean the women, I mean the divine feminine energy within people. It's really rising right now, and we've almost stepped into our mama bear energy. Now, what's going to happen here is there is going to be a bit of a shift as we hand back the power. Now, I'm not saying, ladies, that we need to take a step back, or, people that live in their divine feminine energy. I'm not saying that you have to take a step back. All I'm saying is we are going to feel safe over the course of this new moon and going through July to actually be able to allow the balance to come back. Now, if you are a woman like myself who really does speak her truth, then you will openly admit that you've castrated the men over the last however many years, because we needed to be the tough ones. We needed to be the warrior women. We needed to get shit done. However, I'm very open and honest about it. I'm ready to hand it back to the men now. I really am ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with them, but let them deal with, really taking on the next steps. Safety is the most important thing for all of us, and this new moon is going to bring in a whole new level of safety for all of us on the planet. Now, whether you are a man or a woman, our number one value, really, not that many people would admit it, would be to feel safe. We want to feel safe. We want to be able to speak our truth. We want to be able to walk down the road safely. We want, everything that we do, we want to feel safe, especially with the connection of our loved ones. So this safety net is really going to help the warrior women stand up, but also allow the true divine masculine to come back in. Well overdue. well overdue. So I'm like cheering on the sidelines for this. Now, again, I did say in the Solstice video that I'm very lucky to be surrounded by some amazing examples of true divine masculine. However, that's only a few people. So, you know, I am really encouraging the fact that we need to increase this vibration and allow it to get involved much more. Talking of vibrations, there is going to be supersonic high vibrations. That's the words they gave me. The vibrations are going to be supersonic, which basically means we are going to be up leveling constantly through this new moon and through July and even into August. I'm seeing this as well. It's almost going to be a level up, level up, level up, level up. So during this process, it's my encouragement to you, if you need to rest, rest. Now, you may be somebody like myself who stepped into this energy of being completely energized right now. I don't know where it's come from, and I'm not going to question it. I'm enjoying it very, very much so. Like, I'm doing my 10, 11K runs like with ease and grace. Whereas, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was a bit like, bit puffy doing it. So, you know, just embrace it. However, if you do need to stop, if you do need to lay down, if you do need to rest, please embrace in that, you know, ride these waves. Like, I feel like I'm on a surfboard at the moment, riding the waves of this supersonic energy, which is just incredible. We are leveling up. The planet is moving. We are shifting into a much higher vibration. So please be aware, you may well have ringing in your ears, you may well have things going on with your eyes, you may have headaches or, you know, shortness of breath or anything like that. Please do not panic. Please get out into nature, get connected, drink plenty of water, you know, make sure that you're supplementing with whole foods and you know, really decent supplementation. Okay, it's very important that self-love is the forefront of our thoughts going through the rest of June and into July and even into August, September time. The massive push around self-love, to be honest with you, mastery of self and then love of self, because those two things are what is going to change everything for us. Talking of self-mastery, my self-love mastery program will be back in September, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. It is a game changer for life. My clients that are just in their last week now it's unbelievable how much they've changed. So do keep your eyes open for that. It'll be at some point in September. I'm taking the summer off, which is really exciting. Okay, so we are going to have heightened awareness on the issues around the world. What I'm seeing is that there's going to be a lot of noise. Okay, there's going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of distractions. There will be you know, we're almost going to be looking at everything through a set of binoculars or something like that, you know, that we really can focus in and we can zoom in and we can really see everything very, very clearly. That is what's going to be happening right now. People are tired of being lied to. People are tired of being abused and, you know, money going up and petrol's going up and bills going up and all of this stuff. So please do recognize there is going to be another huge round of awakening that takes place because of this heightened awareness. People are going to start getting frustrated. They are going to start seeing that the dots do not connect. So for any of you that are aware to what is going on, please remain in your calm, please remain in your truth, and please allow the people to go through whatever it is that they need to go through with ease and grace, rather than you battling with them or trying to stop them or anything like that. Just hold space for these people, because, you know, if you're somebody who's been fast asleep and all of a sudden in 10 days time, you are going, why is all of this happening? Like, none of this makes sense. Honestly, it's going to be quite a shock to the system to see what has been going on. So we need to love people as much as we're loving ourselves and mastering ourselves. We also need to love people and have more compassion than we have ever felt previously. They said to me, expect fireworks and explosions. So the end of June, beginning of July, we are going to see fireworks and explosions. That could look like politics. It could look like travel. It could look like, you know, planetary situations. I know we've got a lot of solar flares and things like that happening right now. It could show up in the, you know, the food shortages that they've been talking about for a very long time, the financial industry. We could be seeing gas and, petrol shortages and anxiety around that as the prices are soaring and people can't afford to pay for it, there is going to be huge revelations which create these disruptions, which create these explosions. Okay, so just have your wits about you. Please do remember that there is going to be a lot of shifting and lifting, and it's down to us as to the experience that we go through. Okay, if you know about these situations, you should be able to remain in a space of calm, which means then you can be the calm for the other people around you. If you are somebody who has been significantly triggered over recent months, or maybe you're on a healing journey and everything is triggering you right now, please know your reactions are going to get a lot stronger as the new moon comes in, and for probably a couple of weeks afterwards. You will be very reactive. You will be being triggered by everything. I mean, I trigger everybody anyway. I piss people off constantly, and it's certainly not intended, but I speak my mind and I share things, and people really, really get triggered. Even when I'm sharing beautiful things about homeschooling and stuff, people are getting triggered left, right, and center, saying, oh, it's easy for you, you don't have children. So, I'm expecting much more of this as we close out this month and go into the next month, because things are going to become heightened as the kids here in the Northern Hemisphere start breaking up for their school summer holidays. There is going to be that pinch a little bit more when kids are going to be wanting to be going here, there, and everywhere, whereas maybe you've been wanting to conserve petrol or things like that. Do recognize your reaction is your reaction. If it wasn't within you, you wouldn't be able to get triggered about it. Okay, so it's a very, very important time that we're living in right now. You are being slammed around and slapped about by the Hall of Mirrors. None of it is anybody else. It is you. Okay, and I know that that's a really tough pill to swallow, but this is a fundamental fact. Until we can get our head around this, we are actually holding our ascension journey back. We must recognize that we are 100% fully responsible for everything that we get triggered by, because we are holding on to an old, stale, out of date emotion that we aren't prepared to let go of. Our reactions are premised off of the back of this old record that we've decided to pick up from probably when we were about 5 years old. And it's just got compressed and compressed and compressed and compressed until all of a sudden, boom, we explode. So how can we navigate this? First and foremost, bring it into your consciousness. Be aware of the fact, I'm being triggered. Wow, that was a big reaction. If you have a reaction to something or someone, apologize. Yeah, there's that word, sorry. A lot of people can't say that word, but please use that word. Very, very important that we start getting into this much more humble energy. How else can we avoid it? Breathe. Do regular breath work exercises. All you need to do is look on YouTube here and look up somebody like Wim Hof or something like that, and use his breath work exercises. They are absolutely phenomenal. I use them personally myself. Likewise, use grounding. Go and ground, get out into nature, be present, go in the sea, go in a lake, go walking in the forest, go and pick up leaves, eat more grounding vegetables, i.e. root vegetables, things like that. Help yourself get through this. Okay, help yourself get through this. The only way that you are going to get through this with ease and grace is by actually acknowledging the tools that you have. Now, these tools do not need to cost money. Breathing is free. You do it all the time. Grounding is free. Also, you can kick your shoes off and go and walk on the pavement. You can go and walk on the grass. You can go and walk on the sand or anywhere like that. Go do what you can do to help yourself. Just bed back into these energies, okay? It doesn't have to cost money. A lot of people say, oh yeah, it's all right for you, you can afford to do it. It doesn't have to cost money. I go running every single morning. That is free. I then kick my shoes off and I walk on the sand. Why? Because it helps me get grounded into nature. Now, I'm not saying that you've got the sand on your doorstep, but there must be a little bit of grass near you, or there must be a tree that you can go and sit up against. So, even if it means you have to walk 30 minutes to get to a grassy area, go do it. It will be the best thing. It will help your body. And as we know, moving the physical vessel is an absolute delight to be able to shift those negative, much more lower vibrational energies. Okay, now as always, I'm going to give you an exercise that you can carry out that is going to help you in these intense energies of this new moon. So if you haven't got a pen and paper, please do pause the video right this second, run off and go and grab that, and I will give you the information in a second. Okay, so step number one, as always, is cleansing your auric field. As you do this, I would say something along the lines of, I am releasing all of the sensitivities that no longer serve me. I welcome in love, clarity, peace, and light. Step number two, use your smudging tool of choice to cleanse your space. So let's say I'm doing it in this room here. I would just walk around using whatever tool of choice I'm using that day. Palo Santo, incense, sage, essential oils, salts, you name it, whatever it is that you choose to use. I would be walking around with the windows open, and I would just say, please remove any stagnant, sensitive energies that no longer serve me from my space. Bring in security, bring in hope, bring in passion, bring in love. Okay, so the next step, what I would be doing is I would actually go and grab a few things in the days leading up. Now, the things that are popping into my head right now is any leaves, any petals that have fallen off of a flower, or any leaves that are on the floor. Just get a few bits of Mother Nature. I really feel that there is a beautiful connection that we've got to Gaia at the moment, and I just feel that this is going to be really, really important for this ritual. Now, if you can't get out and get anything, don't worry about it too much. Grab your essential oils, grab your tarot cards, grab your crystals, whatever, and just set up a beautiful little space for you. So for me, what I will probably do is I will sit cross-legged on the floor, because that's what I do, and I will set up all of the things that I like to use. So my Akashic cards, my favorite crystals, maybe even my crystal ball, plus some of the things from nature that I've got. So maybe the bird's feather that I picked up today, and some twigs or some leaves or some flowers, and things from Mother Nature. And I'll just set it up into a beautiful little shrine, for want of better words. And then I will just have a moment of reflection. I will have a moment of reflection, maybe with some solfeggios or Milan. I love her, she's amazing. Just something inspirational and at the right frequency, so everything is going to start to shift within you. Okay, so that's step number 3. Get your space set up. Make sure that you've got everything going on that you wish to. Step number 4, drop into a space of meditation and ask yourself, what are the intentions that you are going to be setting for your future? What has stopped you from achieving these things in the past? Because there's always a bit of a thread with our intentions, isn't there? There's always a bit of a thread, we intend to do this, but we don't quite get there. So what are the things that have blocked that? What are the sensitivities that have come up within you to block that? Sit in meditation for 12 minutes, getting the number 12. So sit in meditation for 12 minutes and then scribble it all down on a piece of paper. You might want to hold your favorite crystal or hold some of the stuff that you've picked up from Mother Nature. See what feels right intuitively for you. And just sit and allow all of this flow to go. Okay, once you've finished writing it, ask yourself the question, what is going to give you extra clarity on these intentions and the previous blocks so that you can absolutely make sure that it happens now? What is going to give you more clarity? How can you get more? And I would write more answers down. I would write more information around it. Okay. Once you have finished scribbling, fold it up into a nice little pocket And what I would be doing is placing it under your favorite crystal with all of the leaves and the petals and things like that around it, so that we can get that Gaia connection going into it, and just allow the energy of the new moon to filter into that piece of paper, into the beautiful things that you've got. And when you are ready, you can put the flowers and the twigs and whatever else you've got from Gaia back out to her. And I would keep that piece of paper under your crystal until the full moon energy. Okay, I hope that all of this makes sense. I hope that you are feeling inspired and ready to, really embrace this. We're going to have a bumpy one. We're going to have a bumpy one. It's going to be very heightened. It's going to be very sensitive. It's going to be it's almost like a veil is being lifted, or our sleepy dust is being wiped from our eyes. So do be prepared for that. I think it's exciting personally, but I know that some people go, oh God, I'm not too sure about this. So just embrace every moment. Know that you are divinely placed where you are supposed to be. And I will link back to the solstice video, and I hope you guys enjoy that. Lots of love, guys. Have a beautiful day, whatever you're doing, and I will see you in the next video super, super soon. Lots of love.